Well, I'm getting to the point where I'm about to gas everything and be done with it. Another sick pintard, a guinea fowl. I don't know why. I had the lamp. This is BH's lot, the lot that keep dying. I had the lamp on them last night because they seem to be cold, because this weather is ridiculous. This happened 2 years ago to me. I hatched, I don't know how many of everything out except for turkeys. I don't have turkeys then. And I think I lost 60%. Because 1 minute it was baking hot and you couldn't breathe. 12 hours later, we were damn nigh having a frost at night. I was keeping a lamp on even the fully feathered guineas 24/7 in the middle of July to the end of August, beginning of September. And they were virtually fully feathered. They were a lot bigger than this one. The one I got in yesterday died literally an hour after I got him in. He was drinking. He seemed to be doing all right. Put him back in the box with his mate. Probably this one. No, it wasn't this one. It was the one out of the chicken slot, because I had him with the chicken slot, so it wasn't this one. This one looked depressed a little last night, but as soon as I turned the lamp on, it went straight under it. So I thought, okay, he's just looking depressed because it's cold, because it was cold last night. And there this morning, he's away from the lamp, because I haven't got another timer switch. Out in the middle of the stable. I thought he was dead, but I could see the hay moving where he was laying, so I knew he wasn't dead. But he may as well be. So the other pintard, the other guinea fowl, after he'd had a drink and went back in the box, and he seemed to be looking a little better. About 20 minutes later, I heard the rustling against the cardboard, rushed over, and there he was, dead. And I also lost my dear little turkey in the early hours of this morning. He was doing fine. The cat's claw had cured the blackhead because his poo was absolutely normal. White for the urine and the dark for the food. It was we had a lot of water content in it, but that's probably because he had been drinking a reasonable amount, which was good. Wash him through sort of thing. But his poo was absolutely normal. He was eating with great gusto. I gave him his treatment of cat's claw last night, about 7:30, 7:45. Put the food outside the caravan for the others to leave me and him in peace, because the chicks are a right pain in the neck. So is the bloody hen. And I syringed the cat's claw with a bit of high protein pellets, diluted, into a paste, down his throat. But then he was eating the rest off the eyedropper, and he then finished the egg cup on his own. I also made him some boiled egg, which I gave him, and he loved that. He ate half of that. So then put him back outside with the others to have the feed with the others. Fine. Then when I'm thinking about shutting everybody in, this guinea fowl's mother got out 3 times previously. She was out a 4th time. I heard her screaming out here and her baby screaming in the stable. So I went rushing out there, and thank God I did, because there were the 2 roosters. Little turkey was laying down with sister, and the 2 roosters decided to jump on him. They were trying to rape him. One was on his head and shoulders, the other one was on the lower part of his back, pecking at him and jumping up and down on him, and he was trying to scream but couldn't because he was having his head pushed down into the ground. So he went straight in there, kicked those 2 off and picked hold of him. And I thought, that's his lot. I've witnessed that once before, but only 1 rooster, and it was only for a few seconds, but I don't know how long that had been going on for, because I couldn't hear anything going on out there for the simple reason this damn turkey was making too much noise. So I had to carry him around while I was chasing the turkey in, which took about 5-10 minutes, and I was absolutely livid. I was effing and blinding and shouting and screaming, and the turkey didn't seem to mind. He was just under my arm, but I could feel by the way he was just sitting, in my hand under my arm, that that was his lot. So I took the conscious decision of putting him in the cat box and bringing him into the house. And I thought, okay, they're going to be roosting. Hen's going to go up on the platform. He's going to go up there too, if he can get up there now. Or I can put him up there and they'll roost quietly and he'll be under his mum and the stress of bringing him in won't be an issue because he'll be out there. And I thought to myself, yeah, I could do that and he won't stress. But then what do I know is going to happen in the morning first thing when they all wake up, and supposing if he's still alive, supposing the two roosters jump on him again and kill him. I'll never forgive myself. Then I had the other option. I could take the two roosters out and put them with the other young birds in the pig house, and they could fend for themselves out there and leave little Turkey with his sister and the other two little hen chicks and mum. I thought, yeah, I could do that, but then that's messing up the equilibrium in there again, and the two roosters, I don't know how they'll do out there, and I didn't want to, get them beaten up by the others because they're a lot bigger. Even though they're small chicks, they're a lot bigger, a lot older. So I thought, no, the best thing to do is to bring him in. He's used to me. He sees me come in and he looks in the egg cup to see what I've got for him. He's used to me, forcing it down his throat. He's used to me feeding him with the end of the eyedropper to finish off what's left in the egg cup that won't get sucked up in the eyedropper. So I thought, no, he is used to me. It's not as if he had been reared in the house, used to me completely, and then to separate and put him in a box somewhere else away from the others would be no issue. It wouldn't faze him at all. But I was very concerned about the stress factor of, after being raped by the two young roosters out there and then being put in a box and brought into the house, the stress would probably kill him anyway. But it was getting late. It was getting cold. I had to do something. I should have taken the two roosters out and just chucked them in that side of them, and they'd all do know each other. But there are three bigger roosters out there, and they might have been beaten to death, and I've never forgiven myself on that one either. But as I say, the cat's claw had cured the blackhead, and then these two buggers out there do that. So it left me no choice really. So I did bring him in, and he was quite happy. He'd finished off his boiled egg, so he'd had a damn good feed. He'd had a drink, and he was roosting with his head under his wing as normal, no over his back. But then about 2 o'clock this morning, his breathing was really, really rapid. So I took him upstairs and put him in my bedroom, still in the cat box, so I could hear what was going on. And about 5:30, he did a death throw and died. Just like that. Just died. So I'm absolutely bloody heartbroken. I'm going to put the hen with the other little turkey and the chicks back out in the pig house. These are doing okay. And maybe put the other turkey, old BH, this one's mother, poor little soul, in the caravan, so they've got natural heat and daylight and sunshine, and see if that helps. It's not coccidiosis because their poo would be white. If it was coccidiosis, their poos are horrible, filthy grey. And coccidiosis usually takes 2-3 days for them to die. They're depressed for so long, I put them in the box. How long they depressed for? Maybe 12 hours. I put them in the box, and usually within an hour of coming in, when they got to that state, they're dead. Less than 24 hours and they're dead. From starting to look depressed to being dead. 24 hours or less. So it's not coccidiosis. He's not very well at all, and he's not going to live either. If I feel like it later, I'm not too distressed, I'll open up my little turkey and show what damage this bloody blackhead does. But cat's claw does cure it. I can swear 101% that cat's claw cures blackhead disease. Shame about the bloody rooster chicks. And the goddamn weather that doesn't know what it's doing. Dying of heat 1 minute and then freezing your bum off the next. Ridiculous. What are you doing, you lot? Me? Yeah. What then? They're doing well. I've got pooey bums, I've got to clean them up later. Yes, that's what I should have done. The 2 roosters in the cat box, got them out of his way and kept them safe. And him stay in the same environment that he was in. But the state he was in yesterday, even although he was eating very well and his poo was normal and he obviously didn't have blackhead anymore, he seemed to be very, very weak. He wasn't walking around as well as he had done even the day before when he was still quite unwell. He kept treading on his own feet, and because he couldn't pick them up and put them far enough in front of him and falling over, and his wings would droop. But then how do I know those 2 roosters hadn't raped him numerous times before, when they were in the caravan, before I let them out first thing in the morning, or when I was in here and they were out then, although I kept checking with the reflections of the window. You know, Mum was laying with him most of the time, or sister, but how do I know they didn't have a go at him in between times when maybe I wasn't looking out the window and maybe wasn't within earshot of what was going on. So, but there we are, he's dead. I should never forgive myself, and I'm absolutely devastated. And I'm going to have another dead guinea fowl.